Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So as many of you guys had seen on a poll previously I posted, is that I purchased another BMW. Now there's gonna be the haters that said, farewell, they ain't gonna watch no more, but clearly they are still watching. That think I wasn't gonna buy another one, but now they're gonna be intrigued because I have bought another one. A lot of them ain't gonna be happy because it ain't gonna really appeal to them or it ain't gonna apply to them. But this car is gonna apply to many of you guys. Now I did say, I wanted to be different again, and I needed something that was gonna appeal to many others because we've done M52 so many times, and it wasn't fair to keep buying M52s, M52s, and M52s. So I purchased something different. There's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be happy. There's gonna be a lot of people that ain't gonna be happy. Now, the reason I purchased this because it come up cheap. Now, for the mileage, what car it is, the year, it was very, very cheap, and you just don't see these come up with that mileage very, very often for that price. Now, obviously, being a BMW, it's gonna have its issues, without doubt, but it's nothing I can't sort, it's nothing I haven't done before. Now, many of you are gonna say, I thought I said I wouldn't buy one of these, but unfortunately, this car was too good to resist because I knew there's money to be made on it. Now, am I gonna drive it? I don't know. Obviously, as many of you guys know, I've got my two Porsches. They ain't the practical of cars to do what you need to do every day. This one is. Obviously, my Porsches are for summer and when I want to drive myself, but when I need to do something else, this will be the car I probably use. But once I fixed it all up, it's probably gonna do the same as my other 360, which is sitting outside my shop, just sitting there, not getting used. So I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna show you what car this is and I'll let you guys see what car it is I actually purchased. And let's see if you guys can actually work out what engine it is underneath in this car. So here it is, guys. This is the face of the car. Many of you already know probably what this car is. This is BMW E60. Well, actually, I might say this is a BMW E61. Now, as you can see here, it's in gunmetal gray. You can see here, yes, I've got the number plate covered. Many of you guys don't really need to know what plate this is, but this is a 2007 model. So it's basically 57, so it's in between 2007, August 2007. So it's a late 2007 year car. Now, if you can see, it's in gunmetal gray. It's everything I basically wanted. I've got a thing for gunmetal gray cars, the same as my 911 as well. I love gray cars, I don't know why that is. This is the car I actually purchased. I'm gonna take you around it so you guys get to see everything it's got, the spec on it and everything else. So you guys can see what it is we plan to do this car, and if you can tell what engine it is underneath, because we'll move to that last once I show you all around what it is. So you can see here it's an E61. You can see right here, you can see on the back, it's got the normal spoiler, which attaches to the back of the boot lid. You can see here, it's all in gunmetal gray, and I'll open it up so you guys can see inside. You can see here an LCI automatic with obviously the newer shifter, all the newer iDrive system, all the newer layout. Obviously it doesn't have heated seats, it doesn't have power fold mirrors, doesn't have any of that. Not that I can't retrofit it. You can see in here, everything's literally mint condition. All the seats are literally in good condition. Car mats as well. It is an M Sport, you can possibly just see there as well. It is an M Sport model. Got all the window switches, all the door cards ain't banged up. All the aluminum trim as well, everywhere inside the car. You got all the aluminum trim in the rear. All the rear doesn't have anywhere at all. You can see how well kept it is. Now, bearing in mind, this was owned by a doctor for 12 years. Even replaced the airbags, thinking it had a problem with the airbags, which it didn't. Turn out to be the pipe for the air suspension. This car has a lot done to it already, so I don't really have to mess about with it so much, but the car is literally pristine and immaculate. There isn't no dents, no nothing anywhere on it. You can see here, I'll shut the door again. You can see there, everywhere is literally pristine condition. Now, as many of you guys know, it is an LCI, so it's got the updated lights as well. You can see here, it's also got the black grills. You guys know I'm not really a fan of that, but they actually look really good with the gunmetal gray. So I'm not going to change them. You can see all around the car, There isn't no damage anywhere to it whatsoever. And you get to see everything, everywhere. You can see all around the car. And you get to see everything that's in it. Now, I know many of you are probably curious as to what engine this actually has inside it. So I'll go ahead and show you in a second. Let's just go to the back so you guys get to see. And you can see it's all updated to the LCI lights all around here. There's no damage either, where many people usually mark these from loading stuff in the back of the boot here. There's nothing on there. You can see there, all the lights, perfect condition. Just everything is immaculate on this car, and I got it very, very cheap. I'll explain to you the mileage in just a sec, so you get to see how good and clean this car really is. So as you can see here, I purchased the C61, and like I said, it is in really, really good condition. Now the mileage on it is only 113,000, which is very, very low, especially given for what engine is actually in this car. Now, some of you are gonna agree with the engine that's in this car, some of you are gonna love it, some of you are not gonna like it. I picked this engine purely because I have a passion for this engine. I always did, and I always will. I love how it delivers on the power. I love the way it just drives, how smooth they are. Many of you guys can speculate on what you think it is, what engine you think it is, but like I say, the engine underneath this is not what many of you guys would ever think would be under here. And like I said, the mileage is incredibly low, but there are things that need to be done, which I'll go over with you in a second. But let's go over to the bonnet and I'm gonna show you what engine is sitting right underneath there. So here we go, guys. The engine that's living underneath this car that many of you guys wanna see. You wanna know what engine's sitting underneath it. I'm about to show you right now. So I know many of you are gonna be angry that I just went to open a bonnet, and many of you guys are excited to see what engine is sitting underneath there, and I never showed you. But if I gave everything away now, many of you guys wouldn't tune back in for the next video, and it should be exciting for you guys to see what's actually sitting under there on the next video. Now there is a lot of things I need to address on this engine, but it's not like I've never done it before. A lot of you will be excited because many of you guys actually asked me to get one of these. Many of you guys asked me, will I do this engine again? And I thought I would never do this engine again, or even another BMW again. But as I said, it come up cheap. I couldn't resist, I had to buy. Obviously it has its issues like any BMW. I'm OCD, so I like everything perfect. So for me, it's just not drivable until it is perfect. But that being said, when I do show you what engine's actually underneath there, you're gonna see there is a lot to be done. And like I say, this car should bring my channel back to where it needs to be. After speaking with a few people that helped me, trying to tell me what to do with my channel and actually how to get where I need to be, they told me this is the one that will bring my channel back to where it needs to be. Obviously, we've studied my channel, I went through it myself, and I realized it was this engine that got my channel to where it needed to be in the first place. Way before the M52, when I was doing a mix of M52 and this is what actually dominated my channel the most, and why I ended up going widespread around the world, forums, you name it, all over Google, realistically for this car and this engine. So that's why it's very, very critical that I save this for later, and you guys are gonna enjoy it when I actually reveal it on the next video. When I do reveal the engine, I'm gonna be talking to you guys what needs to be done on this and why I held back on showing you what engine is actually underneath this. The reason for that as well is so I can get the parts, so we can crack straight on with it, because I want to get this car done. I want to get the videos out for you guys, and there's many I want to do with this car. I don't want to keep you guys waiting either. So I hope you guys actually tune into the next video to find out what engine's actually sitting underneath this BMW E61 Touring. So thank you very much for watching, guys. It's BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.